Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flex here with another 52-week movie challenge. Everyone's a critic. We are on week 40. We've fallen behind again because I was ill there for a little bit. The challenge this week was a foreign film. The movie I went with was The Worst Person in the World, year released 2021. Aspect ratio 1851, runtime 2 hours and 7 minutes. It's a dramedy. Comedy a little bit. Rated R, starring, I'm going to butcher these because I don't speak Norse. Renate Riensu, Anders Danielsen-Lai, Herbert Nordrum, Helene Bjornby, and Vidar Sandem. Directed by Joachim Trier, produced by Neon Pictures, or at least that's how it was released stateside, and I watched it through the Criterion Collection disc. Written by Eskil Vogt and Joachim Trier. Music by Ola Fotum. Awards received, it was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, lost them both unfortunately, but it was nominated for Best Screenplay and Best International Film. Why did I choose this particular film? It was one of the few Oscar contenders last year that I did not get a chance to see, and I really wanted to. So I bought it blind on the Criterion Collection disc, having faith that I would enjoy it enough. And so this was my opportunity to finally watch it. Had I seen this movie before? No. Would I recommend this film? Why or why not? Yes. So this movie is very much going to appeal to my generation. This is a movie that is essentially a millennial put to film. This is a person, the millennials I feel like are sort of a generation lost because of generations past, and that's something that very much ties into the core themes and thesis this movie eventually has to say. This is about a girl who is brilliant student and decides to use those exceptionally good grades to get into medical school, because would you do all those good grades for if not to use that knowledge somewhere very prestigiously? Discovers she doesn't really like it, and transitions into another job, and transitions into photography, and transitions into being just a bookseller at a bookstore. This may not have been my personal experience, but this very much was the experience that I had with many of my friends. I watched them go through this woman's life journey in real time, and you follow her from essentially graduation of high school all the way to her mid-30s, which is where I am currently now. And watching that that progression through time was very weird, because I could I could watch my experience that my friends had gone through, that I was privy to watching. It was like watching them up on screen. And that was something that was really unique and interesting for me, that I hadn't seen done quite so well. And as I say, this may not have been my personal experience, but it's one that I think anybody of my generation will relate to. And I liked that. The philosophical debates that happen in this film about how to live one's life and justification for actions that don't necessarily need justification, and how relationships are kind of developed and tanked and rekindled and whatnot is something that I watched a lot of my friends go through. This is just a very personal experience film for, as I say, my generation. Which character were you most able to identify with or connect with, and in what way? It would be the main character. Her name escapes me now, but she very much is the posit for an entire generation of people, and going through her experience, you're rooting for her for just to discover herself or embrace who she is, regardless of societal norms. Best line or most memorable quote. She has a boyfriend that she spends a lot of time with, who is substantially older than her, a Gen X personality, and you get the Millennial Gen X clash because they are different generations, and that's something that is explored. And he has a moment towards the end of the film, I'm going to paraphrase because I didn't write down the exact quote, but he got so hooked up in nostalgia and the preservation for what was, and fiercely fighting off anything that was new, that he sort of lost sight of anything to come, and he ends up getting to a point where he doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of time left in front of him, and he realizes that the way he lived his life is sort of the way that he is going to end it, and it's not by choice anymore. And he learns to try, basically it's a past generation learning to embrace a more contemporary generation, which gives her hope to like exist beyond her generation's trappings as well. And it's something that I thought was quite beautiful and whatnot. It was elegantly spoken in the film. I butchered it, but hey, it's beautiful. Were you surprised by the ending, and what would you do differently? No, the ending seemed very naturalistic and very realistic to me, and I appreciated that. I wouldn't change the ending, even though it's not like a traditional ending. It's not really an end. It just kind of stops because it takes you to our present, if you will, and that's fine. And I think that's okay to like just weave in and out of this person's life at individual times. That life's going to continue well beyond the end point of this film, but we don't necessarily need to see it. We just need to see that, you know, she's found that she's okay, and that's okay. Where was this movie filmed? I believe this was a Norwegian film. Was this filmed dubbed or subtitled? It was subtitled. Did you notice any cultural differences between the foreign film and the recently watched domestic films in the same genre or time period? You know, not really. This is kind of just shows you that our personal experience is not all that different when you move to other countries and stuff like that. Now, a lot of my friend base are from other countries. I have friends from, my wife is from Chile, I have friends from Mexico, friends from Ethiopia, friends from New Zealand and whatnot, and the experience that I have encountered with all these people is that our experiences are shared. They're quite the same. And even though cultural differences here and there are present, how we live our day-to-day life isn't necessarily that much, or how we experience our day-to-day life is far more shared and in common than we are presented with as a notion in the United States. And that's something I learned very, very young, and continues to be my experience moving forward. Anything else I would like to add? No, it's a good movie. You should definitely check it out. Unfortunately, it was up against Drive My Car, which I think it's a different movie, and it's better for different reasons. I don't know that it even necessarily is better, but it is a movie that I would probably rewatch more than I would rewatch this one, but I'm an artsy-fartsy guy, and that's an artsy-fartsy movie. This is a much more experiential film, and if this is a movie that connects with you because you lived her life, then I gotta say, like, you're gonna love this movie, even though it might be kind of hard to watch at times. It's a great film in the sort of same vein that Eighth Grade is a great movie for capturing the generation below my present one. This is sort of a perfect encapsulation of the millennial experience and all of its kind of rough trappings. Alright, up next is a holiday movie. Well, that's seasonal. We're in Halloween times, so maybe I will check out this late. I really don't want to see that new Halloween movie, but maybe I'll check out the new Halloween movie. If not, maybe I'll check out a previous Halloween like film, or maybe I'll go weird and be like, let's watch Leprechaun or something. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna do a holiday movie next. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe. Did you see this movie? You can watch it streaming now on Hulu as well. So check out The Worst Person in the World. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe. Peace.